What happened to the most attractive person in your high school or college? She was voted best looking and married the guy who was voted best looking. That was 34 years ago, and they're still married, still good looking, and just great people all around. It's both sickening and very satisfying when incredibly good looking people are also good people. Like, how dare you have it all? But also want to meet for coffee so I can listen to you talk and softly smile at how pretty you are. It's easy to be nice when everyone is nice to you. True, and I had considered that. On the flip side, it's also very easy to be an AH when everybody is nice to you. He is a doctor and treated my mom a couple years ago. Of course, she called me to tell me that her hot doctor knew me and I'm an idiot for not marrying him. You surely missed the boat. I have a benign tumor in my breast. Her name is Tammy, the titty tumor. The doctor who did the biopsy on it was insanely hot. Like, he made the whole experience surreal. It was already a very surreal time, not sure if it was cancer or not. And then in walks Dr. McDreamy. It made me question if I was suddenly on some TV show with my tits out. So weird. Edited to note that Tammy is benign. Currently scrolling Reddit. I'm not a narcissist, I was just homeschooled. My mom says I'm handsomest. Thanks for the laugh. Best response yet. I had a huge crush on the best-looking guy in our school. He was always friendly with me too. But anytime we were talking and his teammate, best friend, came across us, the friend would start mocking, insulting me. It was so overt my sister suggested the friend had a secret crush on me, because why else was he so obsessed with teasing, insulting me for no reason? Yeah, it wasn't me he had the crush on. Apparently my crush and his teammate friend are now in a relationship. No clue if it started in high school or after. It started in high school. She married some super rich French guy, I'm American, and completely disappeared. In my head, you went to high school with Salma Hayek. Jesus, that's pretty similar to mine. She married a super rich Italian guy and fell off the earth. We had a guy who looked like an actual Greek god, star athlete, the works. Fucking Adonis, actual. He bulked up even more after HS joined the police force and eventually the SWAT team. He lost his godly hair and is completely bald, but the look works just fine with his physique. Sounds like me. Well, except for the star athlete Greek god, bulky stuff. And no SWAT either. And my hair wasn't exactly godly. But I did go bald. It works fine with your physique. Housewife. She married a rich older guy, but not that old. Hears that she is content. No social media, but meets up with her closest school friends often. So we get her updates secondhand. She has always been humble and nice, and looks like she is still that way. We had a girl in my high school that was literally a teen model. Everyone her age knew she was untouchable due to her looks, but she really was an intelligent, modest sweetheart. Senior year, she got hooked on some prescription drugs and ended up marrying an older physician who would prescribe for her in exchange for booty calls. She was 18, and he was early 40s. We all assumed that relationship was sadly going to be an absolute train wreck. 10 years later, she was clean, graduated from an MFA program, and they had started a beautiful family together. He was a successful surgeon, and she was a stay-at-home mom who did fashion design on the side. They traveled quite often worldwide to fashion shows to see her work. They seemed, on the outside anyway, to be happily married and enjoying a rather normal content life. He died in his mid-60s in a car accident, and she inherited everything. Last I heard, she was still doing high fashion design part-time and raising the kids. They died of an overdose of some sort. Super nice girl, cheerleader, prom queen, the whole bit. She was extremely popular with all groups and was genuinely a good person. I still wonder why she was so sad. Unfortunately, it be like that sometimes. With depression, sometimes there isn't really a reason. It's like your brain just decides to be extremely sad just because it can. And being in a situation where you shouldn't be sad can actually make it worse. It can feel hopeless if there isn't anything wrong, but you still feel like garbage all the time. She shockingly came out as a lesbian and crushed the hearts of many. Lol. Same story for the most attractive girl in my high school. She was South Asian and had the complete package. Big boobs, flat belly, bubble butt. She was super athletic and played on the girls' volleyball team as well as the girls' track team. Every guy had a crush on her, myself included. Every guy wanted her, and she turned all of them down. We always thought it was kind weird how she didn't have a boyfriend. There were rumors that her boyfriend went to some private school, or that her parents were arranging a marriage in India. We could never figure it out. Turns she actually had a thing for girls, but didn't dare raise this with her strict Indian parents. I don't think she came out until after university, when her parents could no longer financially blackmail her. It was actually kind of sad, because they apparently kicked her out of the house the second she came out to them and told her she wasn't welcome back until she stopped being gay. Last I heard, though, she bought a condo in Toronto with her wife and is happily married, so good for her, I guess. The most beautiful woman in my high school class lived happily and recently got married for the first time at age 55. Sounds like she's still living happily. The one in my high school class became a model, not one people have heard of, but successful, and now runs a modeling agency. Fair play to her, she was always very nice. She became the first bald Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, and is doing very well and big advocate for alopecia. Had such a huge crush on her in high school. She seems to be doing great. Christy? That's her. She still looks amazing. I am very happy for her. My wife's cousin went temporarily bald in grad school due to chemotherapy. When she was puzzling over what to do about it, some of her students said, "Maybe you'll rock the bald." She did. So do Christy and the rest of the baldtourage. This post has a welcoming number of stories about people whose beauty didn't become their entire personality. I suspect a lot of people's definition of beauty included the person's personality too, which is true. There might be 4 or 5 people in your class who were really good looking, but you will always remember the one who was good looking inside and out. Social media algorithm also gives a skewed image of attractive people. Attractive people whose whole personality is based on their good looks tend to post to Instagram or TikTok about how good they look. So those are the people you are going to see. Do you guys actually have one most attractive? Really hard to pinpoint most attractive one person from all high school. I can't even pinpoint the most attractive in my class. And college? All my colleges were massive. I didn't even know the people in my classes. Really only a thing if you graduating high school classes like 70 people or less. We were a class of over 400. Parents bought him a house after college graduation. He works as a CPA now. He even offers to help me out during tax season. I was the only person who treated him like a human, rather than somebody who is rich and asking, trying to use him for things. Why aren't you guys together yet if not already married? We're still bros, he'll definitely be my best man whenever I get married. I just realized I don't know because I've lost touch with everyone from high school except one person who was a year ahead of me. Same. I didn't keep in contact with anyone from high school or college. I still hang with my friends from Boy Scouts, though. Exactly. What you're saying seems so expectedly normal to me that I'm having a hard time understanding how other people are answering this question at all. I went to high school with hundreds of people. I don't even remember who was the most attractive, let alone have the faintest idea what they're up to now, or any inclination to find out. He got addicted to coke, moved to Thailand, and got arrested there after 3 years. He is serving 22 years with no parole. Geez, there's a movie about 3 Americans who went to Thailand for vacation. They rented bikes but didn't return them thinking they would be back home before anyone would notice. The police came to their resort and found small amount of pot. They pinned it on one guy, and he was sentenced to death. Jail in Thailand doesn't sound fun. What was his crime? Probably drugs with a 22-year sentence. All these stories remind me of how differently the lives of people who seem perfect in our youth can turn out. And perhaps the most important thing I've learned from this is that it's not about how you look, but about the person you become and how you treat others. Share your stories in the comments, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos.